SublistChanged function, and this is one of the entry point in ClientScript. So this SublistChanged function actually executes whenever you commit the line or remove the line, or whenever you update any line, or even whenever you insert the line actually. So for example, if I go to NetSuite and right now I'm in a purchase order page, this SublistChanged function actually it's a kind of replacement to the recalculation function which we add in SuiteScript 1.2. What does this recalculate function means? So whenever I add any line item, and let's say the quantity is 1, the amount which you see is 999. The moment I click add or commit on this line, the total gets updated. How this happens, which means the total of this transaction gets updated. So at the back end, NetSuite triggers some kind of recalculation function which calculates all this. And let's say I'm going to this line item. Oh, now if I change the item quantity and let's say if I click insert, the value gets updated. Now if I try to remove this line, or even if I don't make any change, if I click commit, some calculation function updates the total one more time. And now if I try to remove this line, the calculation function updates the total of the backend. So what NetSuite is providing is it's providing you this SublistChanged function where you can respond to this total changes on the transactions. So you can make use of this SublistChanged function in order to do some kind of requirements. I have taken a small example. Let's say I'm trying to get this current record, and on top of that, I'm getting the operation also. So this SublistChanged function accepts one of this parameter called as scriptContext, which gives me access to the current record and also the sublist ID which is being triggered. And on the other hand, I will still get the operation detail also. What do you mean by this operation? Whether it's getting triggered whenever I click add, or whenever I click insert, or whenever I click remove, something like that. Okay. So additionally, I have added a if condition. So this should get triggered only on my item sublist. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to set the value of memo field where the total has been changed to so-and-so value with the operation so-and-so value, which is like insert, commit, or maybe remove or delete, something like that. And this SublistChanged function will always trigger at last. Let's say, for example, you have this particular validate line which gets triggered on add or OK, and validate insert which gets triggered on whenever you click insert, and if you have validate delete which gets triggered whenever you click on remove. If you click insert button, there is a validate insert function, this gets triggered first and then the SublistChanged will get triggered. I have already uploaded this code in NetSuite. So if I go back to NetSuite, I can see this NetSuite has detected my SublistChanged function. And on the other hand, I have deployed it on the sales order record. What I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to transaction. I will click. Now, as per my code, I'm updating the memo value whenever whenever I am adding a new line or modifying the existing line, or whenever I click insert or remove, this memo value will keep on getting updated. At the back end, if the recalculate function gets triggered and it changes the total also, even if there is no change on the total, still the recalculation function will get triggered on the back end. So now if I go to item, let's say I'm selecting the item, providing the quantity as 1. Right now the price is 1367. If I just click add, let me open my console. Actually, we can see whether triggering is happening or not. Let me just remove this line. If I remove this line, I can see SublistChanged has been triggered and the operation is, I just scroll up, the total has been changed to 0. Now let me try to add the item again. Let me clear the log. And if I just click add, I can see the operation is commit and the triggering has happened. If I just scroll up, I can see it has been updated now on the memo. Actually gets the value from this. So in the same way, let's try updating the quantity, and this time I will click insert, which actually adds me a new line above this particular line, and I can see the insert operation has been triggered. If I just scroll up, I can see the amount has been updated. Let me just cancel this line. Okay, I can see whenever I click cancel also, I can see the remove has been triggered. But the amount is, there is no change in the amount, but still there is a recalc function.